Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today I've got a really interesting display from Asus. This is the Asus VG28UQL1A. I will leave a link down below so that you guys can check out the exact model with the specifications and so on, so that you don't have to search for that name. But I was thinking before I pressed the record button, I should mention that this is one of the best displays that I've used so far. But I was thinking that it's not one of the best. This is the best display that I've used so far.
You wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
This is a 4K resolution IPS panel with 28 inches, 144 Hz, 1 millisecond response time. So it's a beast. Now, this display right over here, in my opinion, has the best of two worlds, and it is probably lacking one feature that might prevent a few of us from getting it. But nonetheless, let's check it out. Now, it also has something really nice, which is FreeSync from AMD and G-Sync from NVIDIA, display with HDR 400 and HDR 10, and a lot more specifications that I will leave on the link down below. In terms of inputs, we will find two HDMI's 2.1, so if you have a new generation console like the Xbox S, X or PS5, and we'll be able to play at 120 Hz. It also has two HDMI 2.0 input, which will allow us to connect any multimedia device like an Android TV box or something similar that we don't need more than 60 Hz. And then we have a DisplayPort 1.4, which will give us 144 Hz of refresh. And if you haven't seen my last video, check it right over here, where I did play Back 4 Blood with DLSS on my RTX 3070 Ti, and I had a lot of fun on this display right over here. Smooth. Now, in terms of the colors, a few days ago we took a look at the VA panel, and the truth is that for quite a few years that I didn't test the VA panel, and I was impressed how things evolved. But an IPS is indeed an IPS, and there is no color shifting when I look at it. These greens, and I'm at the angle that you will never use this angle, but the greens that I see right over here are the same greens that I see right over here. So the angle is just awesome. Now, in terms of the color reproduction, they are vibrant, but it's not that fake vibrance. I do see something like a window to the nature in this particular case, which are trees and things like that. So the colors are very accurate in my perception, vibrant but correct, and with a really nice equilibrium. In terms of the pixels per inch, it has 157 pixels per inch, so you can be really close and you will not notice any pixel at all. Looks like we are looking at our phone or something like that. Now, this is targeted at gaming. I did test out a few scenarios right over here, and Back 4 Blood, which I did play and I did publish a video on that. It is a first-person shooter game, so it is probably one of those that we will take more advantage of this display, or this kind of display that will give us a great experience. I did have a lot of fun while playing that, and I'm not a gamer, but I can appreciate what the technology has to offer today, and this is the best that technology can give to us in terms of the gaming experience. I also played with Age of Empires 4, which is a game that doesn't require that much, but you know, those details that we have on a map like this, on a strategy game, it's really cool. When we are looking at some fights and when we are looking at the characters picking up this and picking up that, and it's really nice to see that kind of image on a display such as this. Now, the image is very sharp, and the transitions are very smooth, so we don't notice any delay, any lag whatsoever. One of the things that I did mention when I did record my Back 4 Blood video on the Asus display was that my capture card only captures 30 frames per second, and that's to transmit a good quality image to that side, it's impossible. So I didn't use almost any footage because I couldn't give you quality. I did instead record with a camera, which was my second camera in that particular video, with 60 Hz, which would give us a lot more quality and we could see what we are seeing on the display. Half of it at least. We will notice that when we are playing on a 60 Hz display, which is not bad at all, but when we play on 144, we will not notice any kind of lag, and that was probably one of the things that impressed me more. Now, getting to my point of view, which is video editing, motion graphics and things like that. As soon as I finished with the Philips, I did put the Asus, and of course the size shrink, but we gain a lot in other situations. Now we will find the same resolution 4K, but in a smaller format. We are talking about 28 inches, so this will be the only reason that might take us to think if this is the best option or not. If we are editing photos and videos, which the quality is just awesome, but the physical size might be one of those questions that might make us think twice. However, the experience is, as I said, really awesome because we have a really high definition panel in front of us. So if we are taking, for example, a scenario where you are dedicated to gaming most of the time and then you will edit videos on the side, when we talk about edit videos, any other task, then this is definitely a great choice. The only other situation that I would see would be probably a ultra wide on the bottom and this one at the top, one to edit and this one to play games, and that would be awesome, but then the price would be awesome as well. Now, in terms of design, this is a Asus TUF display, and we have two, at least in my perception, two feelings right over here. One of which is the back. Yes, it's an Asus TUF. It has that aggressive design, really cool, really nice. But then at the front, it actually is really elegant and simple. Now we have these small bezels, really nice and elegant at the front, at least the top and sides. And then we have this chin, which is a bit larger at the bottom. Thing really aggressive, but it's wider than the other bezels. I would like to see all bezels like these that we have here on the sides. That would be great, but probably couldn't be Asus TUF, could be something else. And we have these feet in V shape right over here that will not occupy much space on our desk, which is really cool. We have the stand, and this stand is really sturdy, really complete. It will give us the option to adjust height, really good. We can lower almost to the desk level and we can make it go up. I would say that about 20 centimeters that we can play with it. And of course we can also swivel and we can rotate 180 degrees left or right. And it has one thing that it's cool, but I do believe that it's missing something right over here, which is the cable manager. It's great to have it and it works well, but it could work a little bit better if the holes were a bit smaller. If we had a little bit less space on the bottom for the cables, then we wouldn't see them. And that's the only thing that I see right over here. Everything else just awesome. At the back we will have 4 buttons plus a joystick, which will allow us to control the menu, OST, and it has a lot of options. I'll show you some on the screen. We will find options dedicated for gaming, for image settings, also for the input selection, which are 5, so a lot. Then we also have customization of some shortcuts, and finally we have options for the menu and for the OST. Guys, my experience with this display has been awesome. It's really incredible. And if you ask me, hey Robert, who is this display for? I would say that this is for an enthusiast that wants to take full advantage of what the technology can give us in one single piece of technology. We are talking about a display with 4K, IPS panel, 144 Hz, HDR 10 and 1 millisecond response time. So this is probably the ideal for a gamer, and my opinion goes on that side. If you are someone that will take most of your time playing games and on the side sometimes edit videos or edit photos or do your homework or do something else, and you will spend all of your time on a desk, because this is a screen with 28 inches, you will not be able to be too further away, And this is the best option that I know of, or that I've tested of so far on the market. And if that is your scenario, then just go for it. This is an awesome experience. Also, I would love to hear your opinion down below on the comment section. If you find the video useful, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, and stay tuned for a comparison that I want to do between the Asus, Dell and Philips 28, 49 and 55 inches. And that is it. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.